We all know by now that Pokemon Legends ZA's biggest change is its battle system. Instead of the usual turn-based RPG that we're all used to, Legends ZA introduces a real-time battle system. This changes how things work in more ways than one. So here's everything you need to know about Legends ZA's battle system, including how cooldowns work, how close range and long range attacks differ, and even how the speed stat affects battles. First up, moving, targeting, and commanding. Instead of just choosing a move when it's your turn, there's a lot going on Pokemon Legends ZA's battlefield. You'll need to lock onto your target with ZL to see your Pokemon's 4 moves, then press the corresponding face button to command your Pokemon to execute that move. To change targets, use the right stick while still holding ZL. Against trainers, you don't have to worry about your own position much, as you can't even dodge roll during trainer battles, but you can get your Pokemon to follow you around if you move, giving you the chance to dodge incoming moves. This is a bit easier while you aren't targeting the opponent. Keeping some distance from opponents will give you more time to reposition to dodge their attacks. While fighting wild Pokemon, however, you've got to dodge out of the way or they will send you to the Pokemon Center yourself, because I guess hospitals don't exist. You can sprint with B and dodge with Y to avoid different attacks. You'll especially want to steer clear of moves from Alpha Pokemon and Rogue Mega Evolution Pokemon. Half of these battles are about keeping yourself safe, as these terrifying Pokemon are likely to focus their attacks on you rather than your Pokemon. Next up, Pokemon moves go by cooldowns instead of PP. This change is clear by looking at a Pokemon summary. Their moves no longer list PP, which dictated how many times a Pokemon could use a move before being healed or addressed with an Ether in the core Pokemon games. In ZA, moves can be used an unlimited number of times, and instead, each move has a cooldown assigned to it. This number represents the number of seconds you'll have to wait until you can command your Pokemon to use that particular move again. You can use other moves as you wait for the cooldown to reset on the move you just used. While holding ZL to target a Pokemon or object, you'll be able to see your 4 moves on the bottom right, as well as their cooldown status. After using a move, they'll fill up with color as the cooldown counts down in the background. Cooldown time differs from move to move, tending to be longer the more powerful the move. But powerful isn't just limited to damaging moves. Some of the strongest moves in Legends ZA are defensive. For example, priority moves like Quick Attack have a cooldown time of around 3, while basic or middle-of-the-road moves like Thundershock or Bite have a cooldown time around 6. And then strong moves like Spiky Shield have a cooldown of around 15. Hyper Beam is a whopping 20. Buffs and debuffs tend to have longer cooldown times. Even Tail Whip's cooldown is 7, and Protect's is a long 15. Detect has a shorter window to block attacks, so its cooldown is faster, but your skill has to be that much better to make use of it. So now we know how cooldowns work in Legends ZA, but won't the speed stat affect these? Well, actually, no, it doesn't. Speed instead affects how quickly a Pokemon executes a move. Think of it like a casting time. The faster the Pokemon, the faster a Pokemon will execute its move. To test this, we compared executing Tackle with a Honedge with 12 speed and a Houndour with 53 speed. Houndour could fully execute Tackle 3 times in 13 seconds, while Honedge wasn't able to even start the 3rd Tackle in that time. It takes Houndour just under 2 seconds before impact, while it takes Honedge just under 3. That can make a big difference in damage in a long battle, so don't discount fast Pokemon. Long range and close range moves differ as well. Long range moves take a bit of time to wind up, essentially extending that casting time that speed affects. Bite does take Houndour less time to execute than Ember, essentially changing the casting time based on the individual move. You also need to consider the individual move's firing rate as well. For example, Bubble Beam moves pretty slowly even after it's cast, so it's easier to miss than some other moves. But positioning is incredibly important when it comes to your choice of long-range and close-range moves, as your Pokemon will have to move to the right position. chaining close-range moves can feel faster to deal damage, while long-range moves can give you enough distance to dodge your enemy's attacks. You'll need to really become familiar with your Pokemon's moveset to dish out the best commands at the best time. Moving on to status effects, which are also pretty important to keep in mind. Each status affliction can change the flow of battle too, and I don't mean by inflicting them upon your opponents. Understanding how they affect your Pokemon is important too. Poison will deal additional damage to your Pokemon over time. Burn deals slightly less damage over time, but also reduces the damage of its physical moves. Sleep will make the Pokemon drowsy, increasing the cooldown time on their moves. Paralysis slows down the Pokemon's movement speed, making it harder for them to reposition and dodge attacks. And Frozen will completely freeze a Pokemon, leaving them unable to act for a short time. It's important to make sure whenever your Pokemon is hit with a status effect that you use an item to remove it as quickly as possible. If not, it will definitely impact your battle. Next, let's talk about how Mega Evolution works. While Mega Evolution is a major part of this game, it won't be available from the very beginning of the game. As you work to improve your skills and experience with the game's battle system, you'll unlock Mega Evolution with the completion of Main Mission 9, which bestows Absol as your first Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, and its Mega Stone, Absolite. Once you have the ability to Mega Evolve and have the right stone held by a Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, all you have to do to activate a Mega Evolution is press in the right stick when the meter in the lower right is completely filled. This will fill as you use moves in battle. During Rogue Mega Evolution battles, you can also collect these spheres of energy to fill your Mega Evolution meter. Unlike in previous Pokemon games, you can Mega Evolve your Pokemon multiple times per battle. That also means you can Mega Evolve multiple different Pokemon on your team in one battle. You just need to build up enough Mega Power to do so. Besides the stat buffs Mega Pokemon gain, all of their moves also become plus moves. Speaking of which, if your Pokemon can't Mega Evolve, don't worry, it's not entirely outclassed. All Pokemon can use plus moves, enhanced moves that deal more damage and otherwise have better, stronger effects. To use a plus move, that move must have a plus icon to the right of its name, and you must have Mega Power to fuel it. Then, just press the plus button before selecting the move to execute it. These are also effective in Rogue Mega Pokemon battles, so you're not locked into only using Mega Pokemon for these. It's kind of a mystery how and when Pokemon unlock some moves as plus moves over others, but later in the game, you can manually upgrade a Pokemon's move, even a TM move, into a plus move by giving a Seed of Mastery to Josie at the Justice Dojo, to the right of the Prism Tower in the John District. And those are the main points to help you understand the battle system here in Pokemon Legends ZA, but I have a few quick additional tips and advice. First, during trainer battles, after KOing an opponent's Pokemon, you have a brief moment of downtime. If you need to swap out your Pokemon, this is the perfect time, as it prevents your opponents from getting a free hit on you after you swap out. And second, some battles may make use of traps, like spikes or stealth rocks. Whenever these come into play, your Pokemon's positioning is very important, as it's up to you to make sure they don't hit those traps. And that is everything to know about the battle system in Pokemon Legends ZA. Hopefully this video helps you take down other trainers across Lumio City with ease. For more video guides and plenty more on Pokemon Legends ZA, keep it locked to IGN.